Just a minute. Yeah, I forgot to start recording this whole presentation. Okay, it's clear now. For candidates having multiple attempts, the best score is considered for shortlisting purposes, and the result of each attempt is declared separately approximately 15 days after the test attempt. And I've already stated that it can be taken a maximum of 3 times, and there is a gap of at least 15 days between the 2 successful attempts. Eligibility criteria, I need not to reiterate, is more or less the same thing. A graduate with 50% of or equivalent marks in CGPA, in the first attempt, bachelor degree or equivalent qualification examination, and those who have completed degree requirements and are still awaiting for the results can also apply the subject for clearing this final examination with an attempt of 50% aggregate marks. For all the full-time courses, the candidates with 2 or more years of post-qualification experiences will be preferred. That is more or less in the line of most of the MBA entrance examination. They need people with a little work ex, but more or less it works fine for everybody. The pattern for this examination keeps on changing, but considering this last year examination pattern, the total time allotted was around 120 minutes, and we have number of questions defined for all the 3 sections. It has at least the 3 sections which it has is language skills, the quantitative skills, and logical reasoning. Language skill has all pretty much the same questions of has all the questions of verbal reasoning, of RC, reading comprehension. You have already been told, I guess, and it has 32 questions in the last 2012 examination, means for 2013 batch. It had 32 questions which need to be completed in 22 minutes. For quantitative skill, it had 48 questions which need to be completed in 60 minutes. And for logical reasoning, it had 40 questions which need to be completed in 38 minutes. All this information you can get on Nasim Munji websites also. So I'm just reiterating what needs to be done in this examination. Each and every section had their own timelines, but you can choose depending upon your own preferences whichever need to be done first. If you are good at quantitative skill, you can start with your quantitative skill, then go on with logical reasoning, and then the verbal, or other way around, whichever you feel comfortable. So sections can be chosen as per your own request. Registration, again, some of the courses that Nasim Munji offers are for NMIMS Mumbai campus. They offer MBA in core FT core, that is full-time core, and actuarial science, which is more or less like investment banking thing, banking management, capital markets, pharmaceutical management, and HR. These are the courses in Mumbai campus. For Bangalore campus, they have only one course, that is PGDM, and for Hyderabad campus, they have also only one course, that is PGDM. So this was more or less a brief about what happens in Nasim Munji examination and NMAT, and it's a computer-based test which is organized over a period of 10 weeks, and you can select your test date and slot choices depending upon the availability. The registration, you already know, have been started, and it will be ending in September 24th, 2013. Late registration by 30th September 2013, and scheduling and rescheduling of the examination can be done. More of the information you can find on NMIMS website. So what we will do is, you have already gone through most of the questions about the preparation of this MBA examination. You have seen all the questions in your question, or in your all what all sessions that has been taken till now. So I'll be actually focusing more on the questions for NMAT perspective. So what I have done is I've prepared a list of questions which are more or less in the line of what has been asked in NMAT examination. So we'll go straight to the questions and we'll see that how quickly we can solve, because this is one of the most important thing. Okay, somebody has asked me what is the college ranking of this question. What is the college ranking of Nasim Munji? Nasim Munji has constantly been ranked as one of the top 15 colleges in India. So it is one of the best place to be in. uh, what whoever has a little more inclination towards marketing and finance, this is a good college to be in. And I have already spent my 2 years in Mumbai, so I can say that this is one of the best colleges of Mumbai, and you can go ahead and place your bet on this college. There's no second choice about it. Executive MBA, no, there is not as much executive MBA. There is not much scope in executive MBA for this. Uh, some of the questions I'm getting in, from the people, that how safe is capital market, how safe is actuarial science. Let me tell you something about all these things. If you are much more focused and much more interested towards banking, and that too with an inclination towards investment banking, I'll say that go ahead with this course with my personal experience. But FT core means full-time core MBA. That is the safest bet for Mumbai campus. And rest all, if you are asking about the Bangalore campus and Hyderabad campus, they are quite new, but they have a brand name of NMIS, which is actually bound to give you a lot more leverage in your future run. But they are not that much ranked higher because they are still in their nascent stages. Uh, somebody is asking about is asking me about Nitty. Nitty I can talk about later, but right now concentrating about NMAT. So yeah, NMAT 101 is only on visible on the screen. And no, there is no GK preparation. Somebody is asking about GK preparation. No, there is no GK preparation for NMAT. No, GK doesn't come in NMAT. That comes in Snap. So hopefully I have answered most of the questions. And yeah, it doesn't take it doesn't take the ranking from ZAT. So it has a different examination altogether. So okay. Yeah, Bishwajit, you're asking about your certification in National Stock Exchange, and I've worked for IT for 3 years. So NMAT is a safe option if you are going for banking and finance. There's no doubt about it. So don't worry about it. You can go ahead and place your bet on NMAT. It's not a problem. And okay. let me go ahead with the plan today. Let me go ahead and we'll start the question. We'll start with the questions today, and hopefully Arun sir has already distributed the questions with you. Has already shared the questions with you. We have a list of 20 questions that need to be solved today. So this is the question sheet that I have. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead with first 5 questions, and I'll give you 10 minutes of time, which is I think even more than enough to solve this question. And let's see how we are going about it, and then we'll go ahead with the next questions. Okay, let's see, it's 8:16 right now in my watch. So 8:26 will solve first 5 questions. Okay, you can go ahead with these questions. Hi guys, I believe you have been told to take a snapshot of these questions. So I'll give you 5 seconds to 5-10 seconds to take a snapshot of first 3 questions, which are there on the screen. Then you can take for the next 2 questions. Okay, now I'll move to next 2 questions. You can take snapshot of those as well. Okay, let's review the questions at 8:30. Okay guys, time's up. Now let us see all these 5 questions one by one. First question is about the wrong number it has taken. Instead of 53, it has taken 35, and the result is that the product went up by 54. Now let's see how we are going to solve this question. So what I have done is I have prepared an answer sheet as well for you. So let's see, the number is the two numbers that are being multiplied are x and y. As you see that 35 and 53, the difference is 18. So I have made an equation x into y plus 18 is equal to xy, the original product, plus 540. So if you solve this equation, you'll find as x is equal to 30, y is equal to 35, and the original product will be 35. So as I can see, Sanjeet has given a right answer, Shravya has given a right answer. So the first answer is 1050, which is the number one option. Some more people, Deep Singh has got it right this time. And now we'll move on to the second question. What the second question says is that the ladder is positioned at two different places on the same road, a breadth of a road. So what I've done is, see, this is how it is done. This is the road. This is the width of a road. This is one tower. This is the second tower. Now 15-meter ladder is put like this, and in the second part it is put like this. So now it has been given, it's a 15-meter ladder, this is 12 meter. So during Pythagoras theorem you can find out 15 square minus 12 square, that is 9 meters. So this distance to this distance is 9 meter. This to this distance. Now this has been given as, this height has been given as 9 meter, this is 15 meter. Again, using the Pythagoras theorem, we can use and find out that this distance is 12 meter, and the whole width is from this place to this place. So 12 plus 9, that is 21 meter, which is the fourth option. So that is correct. Again, we have seen Sanjeet has got it right. I could not find out anybody else who has got it right. So yes, Mogank is got, Moganielek has got it right. Mogan Lakshmi, sorry, I didn't get the full name, has got it right. Shravya has got it right. Soumya Gupta has got it right. So many of you have got it right. Those who have not got it right, see, this is how it has to be approached. Every time you see a Pythagoras question, always try to figure out and write a diagram of it. Create a diagram of it. Create a pictorial representation of it. It will be very easy. And always remember the Pythagoras theorem. That will help you a long way in most of the questions. Now the third question is, it's a very sitter question. Third question. The rate of interest on two bonds is in the ratio of 4:5. A person wants to invest in the savings of these bonds in such a way that he receives equal half yearly interest from both the bonds. You need not to even solve this question. It's written equal interest. Equal interest when both the ratios will be equal. Both the ratios will be equal when the ratio in which the amount is being invested will be the ratio in which the amount in these bonds needs to be invested into the rate of interest on these two amounts should be equal. So if it is 4:5, the number should be 5:4. Now let us show that. Let me show you how it has to be done. Suppose, let's see, x is to y is the ratio in which the amount is to be invested. Now as per equation, 4x is equal to 5y, so x is to y is equal to 5:4. A sitter question, easy question. You should get it within few seconds. Sanjeet has got it right. Vivek has got it right. Moghana Lakshmi has got it right. Soumya has got it right. So a lot of you have got it right. Those who have not, just see that this is the way it needs to be done. I'll share this answer sheet at the end of this class with all of you. So it's no need to worry. Now the fourth question is a student secured 60, 75, 85 marks in monthly test in mathematics and 95 marks in the final examination. If the marks were given equal weightage and the final marks were given double the weightage, what were the average marks in the examination? Now see, it has been written that equal weightage. So we'll give 1, 1, 1 these monthly tests as a weightage and 2 as the weightage of the final examination, and we'll find out the whole marks, total marks, and we'll divide it by 5. That is how the average is being calculated. Now let us see how it is being done. The total marks has been calculated: 60 in first monthly test, 75 in second monthly test, 85 in third monthly test, and 2 into 95. 95 is the final exam test. So total marks is 410. Now we have 5, 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. That is 5. So 410 by 5, that is 82. 82 should be the average marks. So 82 is not of the option. So we should see that it's none of these. And one more thing, if you are answering these questions, there is a very small trick. A student secured 60, 75, 85 and 95, you can see. So few of the things you can actually leave out. 65 can never be an option, because if you see the average of these itself, it will be more than 75 in any case. So 65 and 75 cannot be an option. So only two options you have been left with is 80 and none of these. So if you have less time, then also you can go ahead and actually make this suggestion and make a educated guess about it. And thus the answer is none of these for this. Okay, now we are moving on to the fifth question. Fifth question is a simple market price, selling price discussion question. So okay, I'm getting a lot of answers. Shribad got it right, and Vivek got it right. So a lot of people are getting it right. Those who have not, just see how it is being solved here. It's an easy question. So one thing I forgot to tell you, the questions here, somebody is telling that I am not able to hear you. Are you guys able to hear me? Just PM me. Okay. I believe everybody is able to hear me. Okay, let me go ahead with question number 5. Question number 5 is written that I sold a product at a discount of 10% whose printed price was 2400 and he earned a profit of 25% on this sale. What was the purchase price of this product? Okay, see, there is a simple concept of purchase price, selling price and cost price. You know, always the discount has been given on the marked price. Marked price is 2400, 10% discount is given, so selling price is 90% of 2400, that is 2160. On 2160, he made a profit of 25%. That means 1.25x should be equal to the selling price, that is 2160. So the X, the cost price, should be 2160 upon 1.25, that is 1728. So 1728 is the answer, and 1728 is option number 2. Option number 2 is the right answer. So we have Sanjeet who has got it right, Mogna Lakshmi has got it right, Vivek has got it right, Shravya has got it right. So this is, Soumya has also got it right. Okay, guys, so these 5 questions, I believe you're able to understand these questions, and if we are getting a more or less a similar question in the examination, then we can actually solve these questions in this particular way, and we can solve it quite easily. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead with next 5 questions, and again I'll give you a time of 10 minutes. I believe I'm audible, everybody. And the question from 6 to 10. So this is question number 6, 7, 8. You can take a snapshot of it. Then I'll go ahead with 9 and 10. If you have any problem in first 5 questions, you can PM me. I'll get to know what is the problem. I'll try to solve those questions. If you still have a problem in first 5 questions, these 3 questions you can take a snapshot of it. Then I'll go ahead with next 2 questions. Take a snapshot of that as well. Okay, now I'll go ahead with next 2 questions. You can take a snapshot of it. Okay, your time starts now. It's 8:45. At 8:55, I'll again check how much of you have got next 5 questions right. Hello. Okay guys, and I'm back, and some of the questions people said that they want to see the answer for 13 once again, question for third question once again, the answer for question 3 once again. Question 3 was, if a bond has a rate of return in the ratio of 4:5, in what ratio should I invest my money so that I get a equal return on a half yearly basis? That was the question. Uh, let us assume that the amount that is to be invested is in the ratio of x is to y. Okay. Now you have written that 4:5 is the rate of return. So rate of return on the x amount will be 4x. Whether it is half yearly, if it is the same time period, it doesn't make a difference. That is why I have not taken time period into account. Otherwise, if it's a time period, I'll take time period also in account. If it is a different time period that is being taken into consideration. So 4x is equal to 5y. X is to y is the ratio in which the amount needs to be invested. Now it's a simple thing. X is to 5, y is equal to 5 is to 4. Hope that clears the doubt of John and others. Okay guys, moving on. We are at question number 6. Question number 6 is about the wheel. Wheel question, you will often find about wheel question. One thing I have seen, many of you have actually misread this question, which often happens in a pressure situation like NMAT or any examination for that matter. It's written the diameter of the wheel that needs to be calculated. Many of you have got as 1.4 as their answer. Shreya, a lot of people have got the answer as 1.4. Answer is 2.8. Your calculation and everything is correct, but what you have calculated in turn is the radius, and they have asked for a diameter. So one thing I advise, that always read the question first. Most of the time they will go for these cheeky things. They'll actually go for some small number changes to 2500. They will give a point, something like this. So you need to read the question thoroughly before answering the question. So how we are going is, a wheel travels a distance of 22 kilometers in 2500 revolution. If you see a wheel actually in one revolution, how much distance it travels is equal to the circumference of that wheel. Circumference of the wheel is 2 pi r. That is what I have written. The total distance traveled is in one revolution is 2 pi r, and 2r is equal to the diameter. So what is the distance traveled is pi into d. D is the diameter. Pi into d into 2500 times it has revolved. So into 2500. Now the total distance traveled is 22 kilometers. Now convert that into meter. We have 22,000 meters. Now the diameter will be equal to 22,000 upon 2500 into pi. Pi is 22 by 7. Now calculate it, you will easily get it, 2.8 meter. So okay, let's moving on to question number 7. Question number 7, what here? It's a question on simple interest, compound interest. Always remember the basic formulas of simple interest, compound interest. Simple interest is equal to PRT by 100. PRT is principal rate into time by 100, and compound interest, what we calculate is amount is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 to the power N. N is the time, N is the time period. Okay. Now what is the question? Question is, the difference between compound interest and simple interest on a sum of money at the rate of 10% per annum for 2 years is rupees 50. Now few things you need to remember. Few of the things. What is it? What is the total number of people? What is that? What is 1.1 whole square is 1.21. What is 1.2 whole square? 1.44. So these all things you need to remember. So simple interest is PRT by 100. For 2 years it will be P into 20 by 100, that is 0.2P. Similarly, we calculate the compound interest. Compound interest equal to P 1 plus R by 100 to the power n minus 1. Now fill in the values. R here is 10%. So it becomes 1.1 whole square minus 1, that is 0.21P. So 0.21P. So what is the difference? Obviously compound interest will be greater than the simple interest. So 0.21P minus 0.2P, that is 0.01P, and the difference is they have given as 50. So P is equal to 5000. So in this way we calculate the principal value, which is coming out to be as 5000. 5000 with what option? Third option. So the answer is 5000 for the third option. Okay, moving on to question number 8. Question number 8, what we have is numerator denominator question. Numerator denominator question, whenever it comes, always assume the fraction may be n by d, and then whatever means things what they have given, whether numerator has been increased, numerator has been multiplied, depending upon that what all operation they have said, you will do accordingly. So what we have assumed is numerator by denominator n by d. Already it has been written as denominator is equal to 2n by n plus 1, that has been given, and now what they are saying that they are multiplying, they are doubling the numerator and they are increasing the denominator by 3, and the fraction becomes as 3 by 5. Now we will do the same thing, 2n upon d by d plus 3, which is equal to 2n upon 2n plus 4. We are actually substituting the value of d from the first equation, 2n plus 1. So 2n upon 2n plus 4, which is equal to 3 by 5. Now you solve it for n and d, and you can easily get n is equal to 3 and d is equal to 7, which means the answer is 3 by 7. 3 by 7 is the first option. First option is the answer for this. Okay. Now let us move to question number 9. Question number 9 is again work TAP question, which you often see in most of the examination, CAT, NMAT, ZAT, any question, this will always come. So there's a very different way of solving this question. It is written as the TAP is A, B and C, takes 30 minutes, 45 minutes and 60 minutes respectively in order to fill a tank. Okay, now take the LCM of these three numbers, 30, 45 and 60. What it will be? 180. Now 180, consider it to be the total work. Now every time we will consider 1 minute work of these all taps A, B and C. 1 minute work for A will be, if 180 is the total work and it can do in 30 minutes, so 6 is the 1 minute work. Similarly for B it will be 4 and C it will be 3. And suppose a tap comes which actually empties it, we will always put a minus sign over there. So in order to make this calculation happen. So for first 10 minutes all three taps were open. So for first 10 minutes all three were working. For first 10 minutes the work will be 6 plus 4 plus 3 into 10, that is 130 work they did. Okay, whatever may be the parameter, that doesn't matter. Now C was switched off. C was switched off, so A and B were working. A and B worked for next 20 minutes. So how much did they work? 6 plus 4 into 20, that is 200. Now one more tap was opened, or you can say it was an empty tap which can empty the whole tank. So it was D. D worked for 20 minutes. Now we don't know what is 1 minute work of D. Consider it to be D itself. So minus 20D. I've already told, whenever it is something which is moving out the work, we'll always substitute with minus sign. Now what the equation becomes? 180 is the total work, which is equal to 130, which is the work done by the all three of the tasks for the first 10 minutes, plus 200. 200 is the work done by A plus B together for the next 20 minutes, and minus 20D. 20D is the work that has been done by the tap D for the next 20 minutes. So we will calculate D 1 minute work of D, which is 7.5. Now what they are asking, that how long it will take for D to empty the tank, empty the whole tank. Now the whole tank work is 180, so the time will be 180 upon 7.5, that is 24 minutes. What is the option? 24 minutes. 24 minutes is the second option. So second option is the answer. Many of you have got it right. We have Sanjeet who has got it right. We have Shreya who has got it right. Shravya has got it right. So, okay. Let's move on to which question? Okay, move on to question number 10. Question number 10. Question number 10 is a little tricky question. Why it is tricky? Because a little guess is required. But again, it's not that hard question. You can easily solve it. A rod of a length 300 inches needs to be cut into 3 pieces. All 3 should be integer. Always remember and always see that what it has been written. Sometimes they will write integer, sometimes they will write whole number. So it can make a difference. So a rod of 300 inches are cut into 3 pieces of integer length, such that the length of first piece is the square of second, and that of second is the square of third, and the length of the remaining portion, if the remaining portion has to be least. Now what we will do is, suppose one length is x, another will be x square, and the last will be x to the power 4. Now it should be less than or equal to 300 as per the question. Now if we see what will actually satisfy this equation, you know, fourth power of 4 is 256. So that is the maximum value that x can take in this equation, because they are saying that the least remaining portion, the remaining portion should be least, which can happen only when we take the maximum power of x, which can satisfy this equation. 3 will also satisfy, x is equal to 3, 2 will also satisfy, 1 will also satisfy, but that will not give the maximum, that will not give the least remaining portion. So 4 will give us the least remaining portion. So least remaining portion, it will be 300 minus 276, that will be 24. So 24, which is the option? 24. 24 is the second option. Okay, many of you have got it right. So let's see. Okay, let's go ahead with next 5 set of questions. Again, I'll be giving you 10 minutes. The question number 11 to 15. So that will be the last set of the question for the day. So question number 11 to 15. So I'll show you first 2 questions. You can see 11 and 12 on the screen. You can take a screenshot of it, and then I'll go ahead with next 3 questions that you can go ahead. Hope you all have taken the screenshot. Now you can take a screenshot for the next next 3 questions, 13, 14 and 15. Okay, now it's 9:13. At 9:25, we'll review all the answers. By that time, you all keep posting me all your answers. I'll be replying there. Okay guys, I'm back again, and now we'll look after question number 11 to 15. So question number 11 is the amount on a certain sum of a certain rate of interest, compound interest, becomes 18250.50 and rupees 20988 from 10.10 for 3 and 4 years respectively. Now, before going ahead with the question, if you see, what is compound interest? Compound interest is interest that has been taken. Now see, for the 4th year, the principal will be what the amount we got for the 3rd year. So 18250.50 will act as a principal amount for the 4th year interest. Now the 4th year interest, it acts as a principal amount. So on that basis, what we will do is we'll calculate simple interest for 1 year. That will be the compound interest for the 4th year. So 18250.50 PRT is equal to the interest. Instead, it has gained over 1 year. That is 2737.6. So if you calculate, the rate of interest will come out to be 15.003 or something. So that will be equivalent to 15. So this is again one instruction. If it comes out to be 15.004 and you have been given an option as 15, and there is not an exact option as 15.003, and there is no option as none of these, then you can go ahead and mark 15. That will be the right answer. Sometimes they give these options in order to create ambiguity in the whole of paper. So, but you can go ahead and safely mark at 15. So what they have given option as none of these. So obviously we'll go ahead and mark the 4th option, none of these. Similarly, we'll go ahead with question number 2. Question number 12. Question number 12 is similar to one of the questions which we have already done, which is question number 7. So more or less the same thing. The difference between the simple interest and compound interest for 2 years at 10% per annum is 4200. So we have calculated 2 years simple interest as 0.2p and compound interest as 0.21p. Now difference is 0.01p and the difference has been given as 4200. So the principal amount can be calculated safely as 4,20,000. Question number 13. Question number 13 is a person A gets 40% of total marks, B gets 80% that of A, C gets 60% of A's and B's marks taken together, and D gets 45% of A's and C's marks taken together. If the required percentage marks pass percentage is 36, what is the number of people who have passed this examination? Now maximum marks has not been given, so either you can go ahead and give it as X, but that will create a lot more problems. So what we will do is let the total marks be 100. So A is 40, B is 80% of A, that is 32, C is 60% of A and B together, that is 0.6 of 72, that is 43.2, and D is 45% of A and C together, that is 83.2. So now if you calculate all the values, you can see only B is not failing. So A, C and D pass the, B is only failing the examination. So A, C and D pass the examination. So 3 people have passed the examination. So the answer is 3. Option 3. That is answer 3. So moving on to question number 14. Question number 14, it has been written as, in a school the number of girls exceeds the number of boys by 60. If the number of girls is increased by 15% and the number of boys is increased by 50%, there would be 15 more boys than girls. What is the original strength of the class? Now girls and boys, let's consider it to be G and B. Now the first thing has been given as the girls are total number of girls are 60 more than the total number of boys. So G is equal to B plus 60. Now the total number of girls has been increased by 15%. So the new total number of girls becomes 1.15 G and the new total number of boys become 1.5 B. Now it has been given the total number of new boys, total number of boys now become 15 more than the total number of girls. So 1.5 B is equal to 1.15 G plus 15. Now if you calculate for B and G with equation number 1 and the last equation, you can get B is equal to 240 and G is equal to 300, and the total strength can be calculated as 540. 540 is the first option. So we will go ahead and mark option number 1. Now the question number 15, which is the last question for the day. An investor invested a sum of rupees 10 lakh in shares of company X and debentures of company Y. Now company X shares gives 24% cash each year and rate of interest on company's Y's debentures is 16%. He receives total dividend of 2,08,000. So company X gives him as dividend for cash as 24% and company Y gives as interest. The debentures gives interest. So now we'll see that the total amount invested is 10 lakh rupees. Now suppose he invested A amount of money in company X and 10 minus A will be in company Y. So the total return will be 24% of A plus 16% of 10 minus A. That is, if you calculate, it will come out to be 1.6 plus 0.08 A, which is equal to 2,08,000. That is 2.08 lakh. So if you consider and solve it for A, you will find out the amount A, that is amount that has been invested in company X, comes out to be 6 lakh. What is option for 6 lakh? Option is 2. So we'll go ahead and mark option number 2. Okay, that concludes the questions. We have 5 more questions, but what I have done is I've asked you to solve these 5 questions. I've already stated you first 15 questions, so next 5 questions are quite easy to solve, and I've not given answers for next 5 questions also. So if you have any problem in these 5 questions, you can go ahead and give me a email on these questions. I'll go ahead and solve those questions, and that's it for the day. And if you have any questions, you can chat here. You can actually, if you want to speak up, you can go ahead and speak up. It's not an issue. And we have next 5 minutes in the class, so whatever you want to share, you can go ahead and share on these questions. So 1590, Vivek, 1590 is for which question, Vivek? So one instruction from my side, whenever you are asking me a question or whenever you are trying to attempt a question and give an answer to this, always mention the question number. That will be easy for me to track. So with these 15 questions, it will be a little tough for me to actually find out which question you are responding to. So guys, I don't find any chat over here, so I believe you are okay with this. And Arun sir will be sharing you with all the answers for this question, for this session, all the answers for all the questions that we have solved. Hope next time we'll meet up with next few questions and we'll try to make it a little more quick next time, from next time onwards. So actually NMAT is not only about questions, it is more about speed. If you have good speed, you are able to score a good mark on this. And if you know, and if I have not stated before, I will state now that the written examination mark has a very heavy percentage and heavy weightage on the final selection of NMAT. So that's it for the day. Good night. Good luck.